Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing my March TBR, and for the month of March I'm going to be doing I almost said March Madness, but that's not what I'm doing. What even is March Madness? And for the month of March, my theme is going to be movie adaptation March, and I am so excited to do this because I don't know if I've really I feel like I've expressed this on my channel, but in case I haven't, not only am I a huge lover of books, but I am a huge lover of movies. I love movies and I love movie adaptations most of the time. And there are a lot of movies that are coming out this year that are based on books, and some of those I will be reading. The first book that I'm going to be picking up this month is Harriet the Spy by Louise Fitzhugh. This is one of my favorite books. It is one of the first books I remember reading as a child and just loving. If you guys are 90s children like me, I'm sure you guys saw the movie with Michelle Trachtenberg. For those of you who don't know, the story of Harriet the Spy follows an 11-year-old spy named Harriet M. Welsh. Harriet is very observant, and she writes everything down in her notebook because one day she wants to be a writer. But her side job is a spy. The thing that I love so much about this book is Harriet. She's not by any means a girly girl character. She's not like Junie B. Jones or Ramona Quimby. She's not your typical girl protagonist. She is so much more than that. I've also just learned recently that Harriet the Spy turned 50 this past week, so I thought that was pretty awesome, and I felt like it deserved to be reread for that purpose alone, and also because I haven't reread it since I was little, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this. The next book that I'm going to be rereading this month is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I'm just not going to go into detail about this book because I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it's about. I did a reaction video to The Fault in Our Stars trailer, and I talked about wanting to reread it in that video, and a ton of people wanted to read it with me, some for the first time, and that's so awesome because I feel like everyone needs to read this book. So I'm going to be buddy reading this with quite a few people. I'm going to be reading it with Missy over at Binge Reader and Lisa Sanchez and lots of other people. And if you guys are still up for it, let me know in the comments and we will work it out. The next book that I'm going to be reading in March is another reread, and it is Divergent by Veronica Roth. I wanted to reread this book because, as we all know, Divergent is coming out on like March 21st, I believe. I have not read it since it first came out, or actually, I think I read it like a year after it came out, but regardless, it's been a couple years. I really wanted to reread it and just get it fresh in my mind. Just be prepared for the movie because I think I want to do like a book movie review when the movie comes out because I haven't done one of those in a while. For those of you who don't know, Divergent follows a girl named Beatrice Pryor, and Beatrice lives in a dystopian world where everyone is divided by their factions, and your faction defines you. Your faction defines what you do, it's how you live, and at the age of, I believe, 16, everyone gets to decide whether or not they want to continue living in their faction or if they want to move on to another one. During this testing, Triss realizes that she is divergent, which means that she qualifies to be in more than one faction, which is something that she quickly realizes is very, very dangerous to this society. The next book that I'm going to be reading this month is not a reread for me. I've actually never read it, and it is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. While I have never read the book, I have seen the movie. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of the right word to describe this movie. If you guys have seen it, I'm pretty sure you would be speechless as well. It is so disturbing and disgusting, but hilarious. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I don't know if that's everyone's reaction to it. I feel like that's the intention. I feel like Bret Easton Ellis, his material is always very dark, but there's humor in it. It's also got a whole bunch of other themes going on, but that's kind of what I pick up on the most out of the movie anyway. But I have never read the book, and I don't know how similar the book is to the movie, and I would like to find out, and I would also just like to read it because I love Bret Easton Ellis. I'm just gonna go ahead and read the back of it to you because I feel like it describes it better than I could ever do it justice. Patrick Bateman is a handsome, well-educated, intelligent. He works by day on Wall Street, earning a fortune to complement the one he was born with. His nights he spends in ways we cannot begin to fathom. He is 26 years old and living his own American dream. Yeah, the title of this book kind of will lead you to understand what Mr. Bateman, spends his nights doing. The next book that I'm going to be reading this month is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I don't think I said that right at all, and I feel really bad about it. I have never read this book, though I did watch the movie a couple of years ago and I did enjoy it. So I've always wanted to pick up the book. I don't even know if I can properly give a synopsis on this book because it's been so long since I've seen the movie. It takes place in a world where there are people that are raised to be organ donors, and their whole purpose in life is just to serve as organ donors. It's so crazy and disturbing and really scary to think about anything like that ever happening, but it was such a beautiful movie, and I know it's going to be a beautiful book, and I just really am looking forward to reading this one. The last two books that I'm going to be reading this month are The Hard Goodbye and A Dame to Kill For by Frank Miller. These are both books in the Sin City series, and I love this series so much. It is graphic novels, in case you couldn't already tell. It is one of the first graphic novels that I ever picked up when I was about 15, and it was when the first movie came out. When I found out they were graphic novels, I was like, I have to pick them up, I have to read them, and from there I was hooked. I read all of them. There are 5 or 6, I believe, and the second movie is coming out in August, and it is based on A Dame to Kill For, so I really wanted to reread this, but first reread this one, because while each of the books follow different characters from the previous books will pop up, and I just really want to reread the entire series before the movie comes out. I'm not going to go into detail about Sin City because I'm going to be doing an introduction to graphics novel video pretty soon, probably after I reread those, just to get more familiar with it again, because it has been so many years. It's been almost 9 years since oh my god. It's been almost 9 years since I read those books, so I want to reread them and just get a better hold on them. But I will say it's just phenomenal. If you're into like action and kind of like a noir setting, I'm going to go into more detail about it in that video because Sin City is going to be in that video for sure. I will just say I'm so excited to read them and to get back into the world and to prepare myself for the movie because they just released stills of the movie and oh my god, it looks amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And if you guys don't know who Frank Miller is, he also wrote the graphic novel 300, which the film is based on. And there's also 300, the second 300. I don't know what it's, 300 Rise of the Empire or something. And it's coming out this year too, and I'm so excited for that. In the comments below, you guys can let me know if you've read any of these books and also what you're going to be reading in March because I would love to know. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and I will see you in my next one. I have to go return some videotapes now.